Hey guys. Oh, this is a good one and so timely. And I'm kind of speaking to myself at the same time because guess what? We are in summer. And, when the kids were going to school and there was a schedule and you had to be up at a certain time to get the kids to the schedule, if you work at home like me, it was easy to take the kid to school and come home and start work. Now, there's no kid to take to school, so I got to get myself to work on my own with no schedule. So this is all month we're going to talk about productivity and motivation and all that kind of stuff. The loudest truck in the whole world. I might have to go inside. Can you guys even hear me? Let me know if that is too loud. They're vacuuming the street or something behind me. Anyway, good grief. I was like, I'll sit outside. This is why I do this job, blah, blah, blah. My God, I don't even know what they're doing. Maybe they're not driving. Maybe they're actually doing construction. Okay, here we go. My Lord. Pivot. Okay, so why aren't you going to work? Okay, so you've decided you want to build a business that's going to pay you. And by the way, pay you more than whatever you can make now. Okay? Are you making that right now? No. But do you have the potential to make multiple 6 figures or 7 figures? Yes. Every single one of you, doesn't matter what company you're in. Yes. Yes. And yes. You've decided. You've joined. You've done the learning. You've plugged into a mentor. There's a roadmap. Every single company has a roadmap to follow. If you don't have a roadmap to follow, I suggest you get a different company. But I have not found a company yet that does not have a roadmap to follow, a mentor to plug into. If you can't plug into your upline, you plug into her upline. If she's not available, you keep going up until you find somebody who will give you the time of day. You set work hours. You want to make part-time income? Work part-time. You want to make full-time income in the beginning? Work full-time, 40 hours a week. Will you have to do 40 hours a week forever to make multiple 6 figures? No. But in the beginning, will you have to? Yes. You want to make babysitting money? Work a few hours on the weekends. You want to make hobby money? Do it in the pockets of your time. You want to make part-time money? Work part-time. You want to make full-time money? Work full-time. Okay? So you set work hours. Now, why aren't you working? This is where the rubber meets the road, right? Why aren't you working? You have a DMO, you have a method, somebody's told you step by step what to do. Post, add friends to your Facebook page, engage, reach out, watch live trainings, get to events, get to your team calls, all the things. Why aren't you doing that? Usually, actually not usually, 100% of the time, if you're setting work hours. So if you're not setting work hours, you need to go back and watch the Tuesdays before where I talk about how important it is to set the work hours and say what you're going to do inside those hours. I know for me, I struggle with this because my work is never done. It's not like I'm I can do this activity in this hour. No, I have to work on this activity in this hour. And at the end of the hour, that activity is not finished. It's going to spill into the days and next months usually, but I need to move on to something else. So I'm prioritizing my time so I don't get stuck doing the same thing and not moving on to touch all parts of my business and my team. Because once you're leading a team, you got to spend time with them and you got to spend time with your own stuff and you got to follow up with the customers. It's a lot. So set your work hours, plan what you're going to do inside that hour. And then if you do not do what you said you were going to do within that hour, there is some digging in that needs to be done there. And so if you don't have a coach who can do this with you, you can do it for yourself. Coaching yourself is so important so you can coach your team. But I urge you to, on the side of your agenda where you're writing, so you're doing your work hours. So I've talked about setting work hours, I think last week or the week before. So go back and watch that if you haven't watched it. Once you've done that and you've tracked for 3 days or whatever, and you've plugged in and you've done all the things that we talked about, then what you need to do is anytime there was the set hour, like from 9 to 10 o'clock, I'm going to plan my social media post for the rest of the week. At 10 o'clock, if you have not worked on that task during that hour, I want you to write down why next to it on your agenda, on your journal. Next to 10 o'clock or 9 to 10, I want you to write why you didn't do it. If you did it, I want you to write what is the feeling that you have because you completed that task. And if you're like me and a lot disconnected from the emotions, grab one of those feeling wheels, look on that feeling wheel and say, I said that I was going to show up for me, show up for my business. I said I was going to do this task for a full 60 minutes. I did it. The feeling, the emotion is this. Write that down. And if you didn't do the emotion, thought I heard my husband behind me and he's not here. If you didn't do that task, I want you to write down what you did instead. I mean, maybe your kid called you and was sick and you had to take the kid to the doctor. Or maybe you ended up doing laundry. Do you need to do laundry? Yes. Are you supposed to be doing it during your work time? No. If you weren't doing some life-altering, I forgot I had a doctor's appointment, my husband called me, something happened and I had to stop what I was doing and pivot. If none of that happened, which usually it didn't, write down what you did instead and write down the feeling that you had right before you chose to do something instead of what you planned to do. This seems ridiculous. Believe me, it seemed ridiculous to me. But when you start really monitoring how much you're letting your emotions run your life and your bank account, by the way, you can start to take it back. You can start to take charge. It gives you power to make changes. And when you have set work hours, like say I'm going to work my business 2 hours every day. And on Monday, I'm going to do this during these 2 hours. And on Tuesday, I'm going to do this. And on Wednesday, and then you never do it. Write down what you did instead. And then also, I'm getting a little notice saying reactions are now available, like I care. Write down what you did instead, but more important than that, write down the feeling that you had before you chose that activity instead of what you said. So in my example, I said I was going to do from 9 to 10 o'clock, scheduling all my social media posts, which by the way, I hate scheduling it. I hate it, but I feel elated, amazing, successful, accomplished, incredible when I get it done. But I hate doing it. I have no motivation. Spoiler alert, you don't need a single bit of motivation to make multiple six figures in this business. You don't. And when I choose to do something else, which is usually like I work from home. So it could be laundry. It could be making that doctor's appointment for my kid that she's been hounding me for. It could be doing the doing the dishes. It could be cleaning the cat box. I'm looking at my cat right now. It could be running an errand. Things that also need to get done, but I should have scheduled those to be done during hours that weren't my work hours. And when I choose to do something that also is going to tick off my list and make me feel accomplished, but in another category, when I choose to do those instead of my work, it's because I felt this emotion that caused my brain to say, let's get busy doing something that's going to make us feel good. Because your brain has 3 responsibilities: to help you feel good, to make sure you're staying nice and rested, and to keep you safe and out of danger. So, that's the high level overview, but your brain is constantly looking for options to help you basically be lazy and happy and doing things that only feel good. It's your brain's job, because when we were cavemen, that was the equivalent of like keeping us out of danger and alive, right? So your brain's still doing that in the background, whether you like it or not. And when you feel an uncomfortable emotion, like, oh, I don't know what to post. I don't even know if this is working. I post all this stuff. Nobody even reacts to it. Nobody's even like liking or loving anything. I haven't got a sale in months. I don't even know if this works. I'm just not an influencer. This sucks. Like, I hate doing this. Your brain gets busy and is very successful at choosing an alternative task for you to do that you can be successful, like laundry. Nobody fails at laundry. You do it, you get it done, you move on. And you feel good, right? Oh, I did my task for the day. But is laundry gonna make you money? It's not. Do you need to get it done? Of course you do. Do you need to get it done during the work hours that you set so you can create multiple six figures at home in your pajamas? No. Not ever, not even a little bit. And if you are at the point where you don't have time because you have to do the laundry, it's summer, people. Pay your kids to do it. Get a laundry service. Ask your husband. Have someone come and pick up your laundry and bring it back completely folded and ready to be put away. I guarantee you can make more money spending that time doing your daily method of operation, finding more customers that are going to pay you over time and create multiple six figures down the road than doing laundry today. 100%. Hire a virtual assistant if you can't get all your stuff done. Hire somebody to walk your dog. Hire somebody to clean your house. When I first started in this business, I was a single mom of 3 with a full-time job, Monday through Friday. I worked every other weekend, 12 hours, 2 days. So I was only had 4 days off a month. And I was finishing graduate school that I paid for and was gonna have to start making payments on. And the way I created extra time was, the first thing I did in the month was, how many tubes of toothpaste do I need to sell to pay a housekeeper every 2 weeks? So on the first day of every month, I got busy selling 10 tubes of toothpaste so I could get my housekeeper. She came, she cleaned the house, then I didn't have to worry about that and I could get busy making more money. On the 15th of the month, I sold another 10 tubes of toothpaste and I went and paid my housekeeper again. And I used that same method. So pick the easiest thing for you to sell, the thing that is available to the most people in your market. I use toothpaste because everyone has teeth and everybody wants the mite, so it's super easy to sell and everybody can use it. Ages 2 and up. Pregnant and nursing, there's nobody in my Facebook group who cannot use our toothpaste. So I'm gonna use that as an example, and because my team's in here. But pick something that you have that everybody wants and that sells really well and everyone loves. Divide how much you make off those. So we make $13 a tube off the toothpaste. So divide that by how much you're gonna make by whatever you need to offload more time. You need to pay a babysitter so you can get your stuff done over the summer so that you can make money and create multiple six figures at home in your pajamas. Then pay a babysitter. How much is it gonna cost you for babysitting? How much is it gonna cost you for mother's morning out? How much is it gonna cost you for a housekeeper? How much is it gonna cost you for a dog walker? How much is it gonna cost you for somebody to come in and do your laundry for you or you to put your laundry out? Whatever the tasks are that you are saying you have to get done instead of making multiple six figures at home in your pajamas, pay to have them done. Trade products. Hey, I'll give you this for free if you'll do this for me. Trade products, trade dollars. Do whatever you need to do to create the time to set aside to create multiple six figures at home in your pajamas. But pay very close attention to why you are not working in the hours that you set to work. And if it's not a national crisis, write down the emotion that you felt right before you chose to do something other than take a step toward multiple six figures at home in your pajamas. Because I don't know about you, but there's nothing more important than creating multiple six figures that I can earn at home in my pajamas. There's nothing more important than that. I mean, if my kids get sick, yes. If I have to take my cat to the vet, yes. My mom called, she's in the hospital, yes. There's not a whole lot more that's more important than that. And I'm gonna carve every minute out that I can to work on that because it's a goal that I set for myself. And I said, I'm gonna show up for myself and this is what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna keep doing it until I get there. So all of you, if you do this every day for 10 years, can get to multiple six figures at home in your pajamas. Every single one of you, I don't care what company you're with, but you have to do the work, which means you actually have to get to work. And if you're not making the money, it's because you're not working. And I can say this to myself as well. So look at how much money you want to make. Look at how much time you're actually spending to make it. If you're popping up a post and saying, it's just not working for me. No, it's working. You're not. Have a look in the mirror. Go back, watch these guides. I literally give you my step-by-step how I personally took a dead algorithm and turned it into six figures right here on Facebook for free. Go back and read. I'm giving it all to you, Alex Hormozi style. Here's what I did. Take what you like and leave the rest. Tell me what you guys need. I'm preaching to myself a little bit here. It's summer. This is where the rubber meets the road, you guys. In the summertime, where literally, even if you've been working from home, you have even a more open schedule. You're traveling, you're doing all the things. Here is where the cream rises to the top. The people who want to build a multiple six-figure business at home in their pajamas. Show up right now in the summertime. Do not think when you are saying, oh, I don't want to recruit anybody, nobody wants to join a business right now. No, the people who want to make multiple six figures at home in their pajamas, they will show up to join your business. You have to go and find them. Get to work.